Coming up on this week's show, we catch up with Jeff Johnston in Oregon, where he checks out a new Forest River RPod for one of his full in-depth reviews. Then we'll head to Elkhart, Indiana, the RV capital of the world, and give you a look at a world-class industry event simply called the Open House, where we'll give you a sneak peek at the new Airstream Base Camp trailer. These stories and more on this week's Rollin On TV. Closed and Spanish captioning, where available, is sponsored by Jayco. At Jayco, we've been making family dreams come true since 1968.
Every once in a while, an RV comes along that seems to set a new standard in the industry. Its cosmetic good looks, features, and functionality all add up to a vehicle that becomes very popular. Well, the RPod trailer from Forest River has been around for a few years now, but it's still flying off the dealers' lots, and there's several good reasons for that. Now we're going to hear from Eric Benson. He's the General Sales Manager at George M. Sutton RV in Eugene, Oregon. So Eric, tell us, what exactly is the story behind the RPod trailer?
Wow, I wish I was out there with you at the campground, Jeff. It looks beautiful. Let me tell you why the RPod's been absolutely the best seller we've ever experienced here. Number one, it's setting the industry standard for quality. First of all, they started with a fiberglass roof, completely fiberglass from the very front of the trailer all the way to the back of the trailer. No rubber membrane, less maintenance, really durable and rugged for Northwest camping. The other thing that's setting the RPod apart from everybody else is its design and shape. The ability to pull this trailer confidently with a 3,500-pound vehicle is setting a market standard. But unlike most lightweights, it's tall enough for a 6'5" man to stand up inside. You know, to top it off, they built a structure that's as strong as a truss bridge. And that's when we get to the roof system on an RPod. An RPod is built just like a truss bridge to withstand tons of weight. It makes the vehicle more rigid, and because it's not flexing, it lowers your maintenance costs. Everybody knows this is the best-selling RV out there, and now you got to know why. Come on down and see it.
Well, thanks, Eric. That was a terrific overview on the RPod trailer. You know, the RPod, its cosmetics is what makes it really easy to identify, and part of one of the things that's made it so popular today. The colors are great, the graphics are minimal, you know, it just looks nice. And part of what makes it really great to tow is its overall shape. That rounded configuration makes it very aerodynamic. The front up here, this helps cut through the wind regardless of what kind of tow vehicle you have on it. It just makes it really, really aerodynamic. And on the back, it's rounded down a little bit, and that too helps to ease its passage through the air. Now in this particular floor plan that has a kitchen on the back, they brought the back end down straight, and that allows a little bit better cabinet space in the back for the kitchen. And the width, one of the things that you also see on the trailer, of course, is the fact that it has the fenders and the tires on the outside of the trailer. So the trailer's a little bit narrower than a standard one. That lets you put the tires and fenders on the outside, and that means you don't have wheel wells on the inside of the trailer to have to build cabinets and such around. And that's kind of a convenient thing for the designers. And there's a few other features on the outside here that are worth talking about as well. So let's take a closer look. Now this particular floor plan of this trailer has only one exterior storage compartment. They use this really nice new high-tech magnetic latches, which are really handy. And this compartment runs all the way across the trailer on the front. In the back, it's a little bit shallower. It's not quite deep enough to be able to put a lawn chair or a camp chair in here. Those will have to go in your tow vehicle or on the floor, for example, inside the trailer. But this is big enough that can accommodate tools and small general hardware. And if you have longer items like tire pumps or anything that's under about 6.5 feet long, can go in crossways across the front. So it's a small compartment, but it's fairly functional. Now, one of the easy spotting features on the RPod, and it may be something that part of responsible for its popularity, is the fact that the body is fairly narrow. It's about 6'6" outside wall to wall. That not only helps to make it a little more compact and seemingly easier to tow, it also makes it a little less prone to wind resistance. I mean, it makes it slip through the air a bit easier. But that narrow body means it's possible to put the fenders and the tires on the outside. And that too is what gives it a look that is a little bit different than your average RV. And it's part of the popularity. This version of the RPod is called the Hood River Edition. Built in Dallas, Oregon, has a couple of features that are different than a standard RPod. First, it's got about 3 inches more suspension or chassis lift. That's provided by the design of the rubber torsion axle, which is a really great way to provide a soft, smooth suspension for a trailer like this. That extra 3 inches of lift means that you have extra clearance. So if you want to get off the pavement and go to a campground in a remote spot on a dirt road, you have less likelihood that you're going to be scraping or bottoming out on anything. And the Hood River Edition also includes these really cool, heavy-duty looking kind of off-road mud and snow tires. It gives it a little bit of that rugged Northwest look, along with the custom wheels. It's a fun package. One of the factors that makes small trailers like the RPod so popular is slide-out rooms. Now, this trailer is approximately 17 feet long in the body, but it's got a 9-foot slide-out, which is darn near a full-wall slide-out in something like this. Now, this slide-out contains the dinette over on this end and the refrigerator here, which is adjacent to the rear kitchen. We'll see more about those when we go inside the trailer. But this slide-out adds so much extra space. It's not extremely deep, but it's deep enough that adds extra floor space, lets you make the dinette a little bit bigger, and generally speaking, it adds a lot of livability to a small rig like this. Well, the outside of the RPod, the cosmetics, is what catches people's eye the first time. And there's good reason for that. It's a great looking little trailer. But let's take a look on the inside. There's a lot of features in there that really make you realize why it's so popular and what makes it so great for livability. Let's go take a look. We'll be right back with more about the RPod trailer after these commercial messages. Stay tuned.
Thetford's tough new Titan sewer hose is virtually uncrushable. Ever had your sewer hose run over by an RV? Watch Titan bounce back. Titan hose is made of Thetford's proprietary blend of TPE and provides the highest degree of puncture and abrasion resistance. It has an easy-to-grip fitting for a leak-free connection to RV outlets. A rotating elbow easily aligns and allows a convenient connection and straighter flow. Titan provides more for your money and is another innovation from Thetford, the RV sanitation leader.
When you have a Truma AquaGo instant hot water system, you can expect to make a lot of new friends.
Welcome back to Rollin On TV. Let's continue our look at the Forest River RPod trailer, one of the most popular lightweight trailers on the market today. Nice. These little RPods have been pretty well known for having a tremendous amount of space and functionality on the inside. They've done a good job of designing things. Now this one happens to be the RPod 179. It's got the rear kitchen, side dinette in the slide out, and a forward bed. Now this rear kitchen arrangement, this is really great for cooks because if you happen to have cooking as kind of an emphasis for your RVing, this is a nice setup because it covers wall to wall in the rig. You've got a lot of open counter space here for working on food stuff. Little cover comes off the sink, and then when you're not using the sink, of course, you have more space there. And over on the other side, your generic Suburban 2-burner stove, which does the trick. I mean, we're not going to be doing any big Thanksgiving dinners in a small trailer like this, so the 2-burner works great for making our morning coffee and such, and that's really important for us. You've got quite a variety of storage spaces down here, wide open space down here, some drawers, another handy cabinet over here. It's a very nice arrangement, and it's got enough space here so that if the cook is working over here, people can walk in and out along the other side without banging into the cook. very handy. Over on the side here, this is the back end of the slide out, and of course you have your Dometic two-way refrigerator. Actually, this is a three-way because it'll do both 120 volt AC gas and 12 volt electric, and a nice size microwave oven, which we find really handy. And this is all, again, very conveniently accessible to the kitchen. And the rest of the rig, we'll go back and take a look at the dinette, bathroom, and so on. This version of the RPod, the 179, has what amounts to being, like we mentioned on the outside, pretty much a full wall slide that includes the refrigerator, the microwave, and this dinette. And this U-shaped dinette is for a little bitty trailer. It's pretty darn big. I mean, you can accommodate 4 people sitting around here very easily for a card game or something like that. And it's pretty comfortable. The seats are, you can adjust the cushions and such as needed. And this table is portable. So in addition to positioning it inside where you find the best use for it, you could also take it outside, for example, and use it in your campsite. And it also adjusts for level. And this isn't quite so smooth operating, at least I don't get to do it right, but you release it, and this folds down far enough that you can turn this into a bed area as well. Lock it back up there. So this turns into an additional sleeping space, which would be kind of snug unless it just happens to be a couple of little kids. So if cooking is important to you, when you're looking at a floor plan, you kind of look at what you want to emphasize or what you really need or want out of an RV. If you got a cook in the family who really likes that, then this would be a good choice because of that big kitchen across the back end. And this would also be a good one for entertaining because you have this good sized dinette. And to give you someplace to hang out in case you're out on a really nasty day or something along those lines. This floor plan includes a wet bath. It's got a toilet, kind of a built-in shower, and a really small sink in the corner. It is functional and it'll do what it has to do, but it's not exactly what you call one with stretch-out room. Another one of the RPod floor plans, on the other hand, has a bath that goes across the back of the vehicle with the separate showers. So it kind of depends on what's important to you. If you really want a good quality, a good size shower, you'd probably pick that other floor plan. Now this one also has a full-size bed up front, and we'll take a quick look at that. What you might describe, that's full-size bed, maybe you can call it an RV queen or an RV full-size, but it's plenty wide because of the small overall size of the trailer. It's like the trailer is about 6'6" wall to wall on the outside. The bed space is about 6'3" approximately from wall to wall. So for the average size person, they're going to fit it just fine. I can't say that I fit, but then that's because that's my problem because I'm too tall for this sort of thing. But it was a very comfortable mattress, and we slept okay on it. And that's kind of when you're looking at RVs and you have your priorities, one of my personal priorities is having a comfortable place to sleep, more so than having a giant bathroom, for example. So this would be kind of a floor plan that I would be interested in. And my wife likes to cook, so the big kitchen would be cool for her. This would be a great floor plan for us. But the bed area, you got good sized windows on both ends for plenty of cross ventilation. Nice illumination up here. We'd kind of like to see a couple of lights up by the head of the bed, but that's one of those small details. Everybody has different opinions about those things. The television is on a mount, so you can swing it around. You can watch it from the dinette area or move it back and be able to keep watching it from the bed area. And this, of course, is also adjacent to the stereo, which is really close to everything. Next to the bed, got a nice hanging wardrobe for shirts and things, and that's tops another set of three storage drawers. So there's a surprising amount of storage in here, and there's also storage overhead up above the dinette, which is very handy. Before we leave camp and hit the road, our pre-departure safety checks include wheel lug nut torque and tire pressure, both important for safe towing. The RPod was a good matchup for our Nissan Frontier pickup and would likewise tow well with other small vehicles. Easy handling and effortless towing made our Oregon coast adventure even more relaxing and enjoyable. About the time that we were finishing up our road test story on the RPod, Forest River announced the 2017 model of the new trailer. It's more or less kind of a refinement and a refreshing rather than a major makeover. Included on the new trailer are, of course, the attractive new blue color scheme. The frog logo is now in a canoe. And as far as hardware is concerned, you have an awning available as one of the option packages. There's a electric jack up front, which makes hitching a little bit easier. And the suspension has also been raised a little bit to provide a little more of that ground clearance. It comes in pretty handy. Altogether, the RPod just keeps getting better and better. It's certainly worth a look if you're interested in a lightweight trailer. For more information about the RPod trailer, log on to our website at rollinontv.com.
At Jayco, we're a lot more than just an RV manufacturer. We're all about family, and we've been making family dreams come true since 1968. To see our complete product line and find your nearest Jayco dealer, visit us online at jayco.com or just log on to rollinontv.com. At Norcoal, we realize that some of your favorite RV destinations are off the grid. And Norcoal refrigerators are uniquely designed with that RV experience in mind. We call it Freedom Unplugged. To learn more about our Norcoal RV refrigerator line or to find a dealer near you, visit our website at norcoal.com. Just as the Swallows return to Capistrano at the same time each year, so does virtually every RV dealer in the country, and other countries descend on Elkhart, Indiana in September for the annual Open House. Even though this event looks like an enormous RV show, technically it's not. And even though, if you didn't know better, it even looks and feels like a large country fair. Which, of course, it's not. It's simply called the Open House. How this whole event came about is a story in itself. But think about it this way. How can you have the largest RV industry show, non-show in the country, and not have anyone or any organization in charge? Well, we'll explain next week and show you some of the new RVs you'll be seeing on your dealer's lots in 2017. Okay, we can't leave you hanging for another week, so coming up after the break, Rick Kessler from RV Business Magazine shows us one of the latest products from Airstream. We'll be right back. Never run out of propane again. With Level Check, there's no more guesswork. Just run the gauge over the tank, and when the light turns from red to green, you'll know exactly how much propane you have left. It's that simple. Level Check, another great product from Truma. For more information, visit levelcheck.com. For 50 years, Campers Inn RV has been your trusted resource for RV sales, service, and accessories. Now, with 15 locations along the East Coast from New Hampshire to Florida, we'll be giving you that same family-friendly service and be your trusted resource for another 50 years. For information and locations, visit us online at campersinn.com.
Hi there, Rick Kessler from RV Business, talking with Brian Melton. He's the general manager of the Airstream travel trailers, and probably the one that we want to talk about today is this one behind us, and it's the new and improved Base Camp.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the Base Camp was just launched. Actually, the very first show we went to was in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and Dallas-Fort Worth over this past week. Great response so far. Then the one behind us is probably number 10 made in the world right now. So We are just now starting to ship these to our dealers.
Now the Base Camp, this is basically the second generation. There was an earlier version of it.
Yeah, there was, yes.
And you brought it back with some pretty big changes.
Yeah, actually, outside from the actual physical look of it, even though the exterior look of it, it's really a lot different. The new Base Camp is designed as a full-on travel trailer, and it's made just like every other Airstream is.
Okay.
So the one that you mentioned before, that was done in 2006, and we had it for 2 years, so we stopped making them in 2008. And it was more of a shelter that had a cargo capacity for gear. This has a full-fledged wet bath, cooking area, all convertible seating, dinette, and convertible sleeping area that also acts as storage for your human-powered gear, is what we like to call it.
Human-powered gear, and that's probably a good segue to this next question, and that is, you're after a different market than you would be with your Classic or your Clouds or anything else that you have.
We are. This is for your adventures. You hitch up and you go. It's narrower, it's lighter, it weighs just over 2,500 pounds, so it can be towed by most cars that are in your driveway already.
Wow.
Without having to go out and buy a specific tow vehicle. And you can be loaded up with all your gear. What's really neat is the optional tents that come with this as well. You have a tent that comes off the side for living. It's about 78 by 108 inches. So it's and in the back tent we have as well for your gear. You can put all your stuff that you have. Once you get to your destination, you can put all your gear back there and you have a spot for it. Additional 120 square feet of more room.
In this gear, you're talking about your kayaks, your bikes.
Yep. It was made for kayaks, bikes, stand-up paddle boards, whitewater kayaks. It was made for just your go do anything type equipment.
Almost like your outdoor adventurer.
Yep. Exactly.
Well, why don't you give us a little tour? Let's start with the outside.
Yeah. So the outside is aluminum, just like everything else that we do. The same aluminum that we do on our big, more traditional travel trailer line. The insulation is also identical. We use an EcoBat or a fiberglass spun insulation. The interior is that same aluminum. So again, it's built just like traditional Airstream. The I-beams and Z-beams that we use inside that are all aluminum as well are used in this too. So from a standpoint of construction, it's no different in the physical handmade craftsmanship that we do in our traditional travel trailer line.
Okay, and Airstream, of course, is legendary for its durability.
Yep.
Something like 60-65% of those ever made are still on the road.
Yeah, that's correct. Since 1930, it's right around that 65 to 70%. But yeah, every single one of those are still on the road today.
Okay, and then up front, right, with the wraparound windows, that's the galley.
Yeah, the big galley. You have a nice wraparound windows. You can cook right there, a sink. You also have USB ports and plugs. And it kind of a unique aspect of the Base Camp is for that adventurer that may be going out. This one behind us has 2 solar panels, 160 watts that are going to be going into an AGM battery that's standard, but we have a spot for a secondary battery that in case you need to charge up those headlamps before going off on a mountaineering or charge up those lights before going on a mountain bike or road bike ride at night, we have the additional capacity that can handle those type of group style type charging. We also have the tank system that we use is heated by not only the furnace, but also by a 12-volt system. That 12-volt system actually can be ran almost completely efficiently off the solar itself. So if you're up at a ski resort and you're in a cold weather climate, you can flip the switch without having to run your whole heater. You can just actually heat up the tanks that way.
Anywhere you can take this, it's ready for you.
That's right.
Nice.
That's right.
Nice. Well, Brian, this sounds like it's going to be just nothing but a home run for you. Thanks very much for giving us the tour.
Absolutely. They'll be starting to show up at the dealers starting now, but really getting into the dealers next month.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Be sure to tune in next week for the full coverage of the Elkhart Open House. We hope you enjoyed this week's show, and for additional information on anything you saw on the show, along with additional videos and stories, visit our website at rollinontv.com. You can also follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. As usual, this has been another fun production. For the latest up-to-the-minute RV news, visit our media partners at rvbusiness.com.